Introduction to Prospect Generator. What is Prospect Generator? Prospect Generator is a powerful and intelligent funder selection system that applies your defined project funding needs to the Foundation Search database of over 100,000 funders and generates a list of best prospects for a project. Using Prospect Generator will help you identify the funding prospects that are most likely to fund your project and get you closer to achieving your fundraising goals. Tutorial objectives. In this tutorial, we will show you how to generate a list of best prospects for your defined project, how to interpret the rankings assigned to the prospects in your list, how to use Prospect Generator in conjunction with My Prospect Manager to populate and manage your prospect lists. After you have logged into Foundation Search, you will be taken to the User Dashboard page. You can find a shortcut to Prospect Generator here. Under the Find Funders section, just click on the link. Alternatively, you can access Prospect Generator by going to the Find Funders tab and clicking on the Prospect Generator link under Search Foundations. Prospect Generator takes advantage of the best features of Grant Analyzer with its granting analysis and Foundation Search with its foundation analysis to generate lists of the best funders for your specific project. Its intelligent scoring system allows users to compare prospects' relative scores on different dimensions and explore the relative strengths of each funder. Prospect Generator is the engine of My Prospect Manager, the integrated prospect management system in Foundation Search. Grant Analyzer, Foundation Search, and My Prospect Manager are all reviewed in detail in different videos. In this tutorial, we'll take an in-depth look at how Prospect Generator brings all three modules together to generate lists of ranked prospects that are most likely to fund your project. Let's assume you want to set up a new project for funding arts programs in St. Paul, Minnesota. Your first step would be to find good prospects for funding that project. That's where Prospect Generator comes in. Let's take a closer look. Click on the Prospect Generator link, and you're taken to the project definition page. Here, you will define all the criteria for your fundraising project. First, you have the project name and description. Enter the city and state where your project is located, and the zip code if you know it. These fields aren't mandatory, but will help you keep your projects organized in the long run, especially if you're managing multiple projects in different locations. The city and state information will also help Prospect Generator produce a relative ranking score for each of the prospects retrieved. Now, you can add more selection criteria to further refine your project. You can choose to include or exclude foundations not accepting unsolicited proposals. Enter the date by which you need the funding and the total amount of funding required for your project. You can also enter the grant amount you think you'll need from each prospect in order to achieve your fundraising goal for that project. You can define the granting category and giving interests that most closely match your project requirements. This will help narrow down your list of candidate foundations so that you're only looking at the ones that have given to specific funding areas in the past. You can also indicate the type of support you're after. Some foundations will provide only some types of support and not others. If you want to be very specific about your project funding requirements, you can select an option here, and your search results will only include those foundations that provide those types of support. Otherwise, you can just leave it at the default, all types of support. So, let's set up your project. First, add a project name and description. It's located in St. Paul, Minnesota. Let's exclude foundations not accepting unsolicited proposals for now. You need the grant by April 2013, and the total amount needed for the project is $40,000. And let's choose this grant size for the amount needed from each prospect. Select the Arts and Culture category, since your project is funding arts programs, and choose All Subjects Relating to Arts and Culture under the Giving Interests. Search for all types of support, and show only 50 results per page. Once you have entered all your project criteria, click the Save icon to save your project definition. If the save was successful, you should get a confirmation message at the top of the screen. Then click Go to run your search. Here is our search results page. This is a list of prospects that Prospect Generator created based on the criteria you entered on the project definition page. At the top, we see the project name and search criteria you defined. Further down the page is a list of almost 400 prospects that were retrieved during the search. You can see the prospect name and 3 different rankings that have been assigned to each prospect: Giving Interest Ranking, Grant Ranking, and Overall Ranking. The grant ranking score is determined using 3 criteria: the granting category, granting amount, that is, the amount needed from each foundation, and the receiving state, that is, the project location. These criteria are compared against each foundation to see if they have grants that match. If there are matching grants, then the foundation will get a weighted score calculated by the number of grants and the total dollar amount to a maximum score of 100. So, if it has a lot of matching grants, it will get a higher score. The giving interest score is determined using the giving interests that have been selected in your project definition. Each foundation in the database has a score for each giving interest, based on the number of times that giving interest appears in their most recent 990 PF. If multiple giving interests are selected, then the scores for each are summed, then weighted. Foundations with the most hits get the highest scores, to a maximum of 100. The overall ranking is calculated by combining the giving interest ranking and the grant ranking. More stars indicates a higher ranking and thus a better match for your project requirements. Clicking on any of the prospect names will open the summary profile, where you can review in-depth analysis of all the Foundation's information, including contact details, news articles, funding interests, granting analysis, and more. You can review the summary profiles to find those prospects that seem most likely to fund your project. Once you've reviewed your prospects and gauged their relative rankings, you can add them to your project. Select the ones you want by clicking the boxes here. Then click the Add to My Prospect Manager icon here. A small pop-up window will appear, prompting you to save these prospects into your chosen project. Once you've added your prospects to your project, you can use all the contact management and time management functionality in My Prospect Manager to efficiently manage your fundraising progress with each one. Tutorial Recap. In this tutorial, we have covered how to generate a list of best prospects for your defined project, how to interpret the rankings assigned to the prospects in your list so that you can intelligently select the best prospects for your fundraising project, how to use Prospect Generator in conjunction with My Prospect Manager to populate and manage your prospect lists.